What's up, everybody? This is Tom with Outside Our Lane. We're gonna be cooking tonight. We'll be cooking one of my, not my favorite thing to eat, but something I really, really love to eat. We're gonna be cooking Cajun style jambalaya. Y'all stick with us. Well, Eli is hooked up.
We got it here clanking, Coco.
Several different ways.
I've got it set line.
What kind of spurs you got? All right, gonna give you a quick rundown on the ingredients here. This is extremely simple. Anybody can do it. Bay leaf, your choice. One bay leaf. Your choice of Cajun seasoning. We like Townsend's. Eli turned us onto that, and we love it. Low sodium chicken broth, 3/4 cup. Andouille sausage. I'm going to skin this, but it's got skin left on it. Boneless chicken thighs, olive oil, rice, shrimp. These are pulled and deveined. They're not pre-cooked, but they're just peeled and deveined. Crushed tomatoes, 1 yellow onion. Usually put 2 bell peppers, but I like bell peppers, so we put 3 in there. And a little bit of celery. Of course, you can't be Cajun without the Holy Trinity there. All right, we're gonna get to prepping. Prep time for this is 20 minutes or so, and cook time is about 30. And it is a one pot dish, so that makes it wonderful. You cook everything in one pot. Stick with us. Okay, we're gonna start. We'll get our prep work out of the way right off the bat. First thing we'll do is get this shrimp out of the bag. First, we kind of defrost a little bit. It is frozen. It'd be fine if it was in there like this, but if we can get it defrosted a little bit, and it's been in the ice box for about 4 hours, so it is a little bit. But it'll be better if we can get that defrosted as much as possible before we go to the recipe. I want to do the chicken last, so I don't have to mess with the board, but just that once. Cross-contaminate everything. I'm going to get everything open and get it ready. This is just the andouille sausage. Cut it fairly thin. It's 3/16 probably. This is just a sausage that's found on a lot of different Cajun and Creole recipes. It's actually French. I learned that earlier today. I didn't know that. The dogs. I have got the dogs' attention. Yeah. They're all pretty right around me, begging. So that means I cannot leave the room. If I leave the room, I'll be in trouble with the dogs. All right, we're gonna get this sausage cut up and then go on to the next. Okay, next thing we're gonna do is pepper veggies. Get our onion cut up. And you just want to chop this to what you like. dye is finer than others. Some people like julienne, just whatever your preference is. If you've got someone that doesn't like onion, you're better off leaving it a little bit big so they can actually pick it out a little bit easier. And Denise likes the flavor of onion, but she don't care for the texture, and that's pretty common. So I'm gonna leave them a little bit big. I ain't gonna get too crazy for the size of the onion. You still get the flavor out of it. Same way with the peppers. We throw all our veggies in the same container because they're all going in the same time. So it won't matter. The whole onion may seem like a lot, but it cooks down so much, especially these yellow onions. They got so much water in them that they sweat down to probably 3/5 of what you start off with. So if you like onion, don't be afraid to put a whole onion in there. Like I said, I'm going a little bit bigger so it'll be easier to pick out. I don't mind onion all I love onion. But everybody don't, so that's fine. 3 green peppers, or bell peppers, not green peppers. They are green, but they're bell peppers. Make sure you get all the pith and the seeds out. I like to get the remainder off around the stem too as well. A lot of people don't mess with that, but I just can't. I just can't waste it. Get all 3 bell peppers cut up. That's adds a little bit of color too. There again, I'm not going real small for the dice. Alright, we'll get all these peppers cut up and then cut back in again. Stay with us. Alright, now we got the celery. Celery is one of them that makes a lot of folks trend, but it adds a lot of flavor. We'll cut the tops off. We need the top. And if you leave the greenery in there, that's not what hurt the thing. A lot of people want to get all the greenery off of it when they cook the celery. It's not necessary. And those tops, I've got a lot of them as well. But I'm not needing all of them. Needing that moisture out of it and the flavor of it. And I cut this a little bit smaller so you don't get a big mouthful of celery when you eat it. It'll cook down and get soft. And with the flavor, but nobody wants just a mouthful of celery. Well, I say nobody, there's a lot of people like raw celery. I think Jenny says she likes raw celery. Do you like raw celery? Do you like raw celery and peanut butter? Yeah, it's alright. A lot of people don't. I don't care for raw celery. And that's the trio already. Okay, now do the chicken. Open it up, walk over to the sink, pour the water out of the package. See, gotta be big. Oh, there. I know that won't hold all. Anytime I do a recipe that requires cut chicken, like a bone, not the liver bones. I always like getting the thighs. That is like, I like the dark meat myself. Bone ain't no problem, just debone it real quick. Take a second. Get the dog's chicken skin. That's going to cause a internet discussion, I'm sure. Just cube this in bite-sized pieces. You don't go too big, but you don't go too small either. You want to be able to get a good mouthful of chicken when you hit it. And we're going to continue to cut this chicken up. I'll be back with you in just a second. Alright, we got our hair cleaned back up from messing with the chicken. I'm going to put just a little bit of this Allenson Cajun seasoning on this chicken before we cook it. Same thing in the shrimp there. Just get in there and mix it with your hand. You'll make sure everything is evenly coated. Alright, got that coated. Wash my hands now. Okay, we got all the prep work done. And now in a large stock pot, and this is why I love these kind of recipes, is because it's just one pot and you're done. We're going to put the pot on medium-high heat. And we're going to put, about 2 tablespoons of olive oil in there and let that heat up. And as soon as that heats up, then we're going to put our chicken in. All right, we got my oil heated up. I threw a tiny piece of celery in there to check, and it's going good. So now I'm gonna toss my chicken in. Heat down a little bit. Just want to scatter that on the bottom, really start cooking evenly. And we do have that seasoned already. Take 4 or 5 minutes to get this chicken done probably. If it's not all the way done, it's not that big a deal because we still got a lot of the cooking process to go where this chicken will be in the pot. So that's not that as big a deal. All right. We're gonna get this chicken where it needs to be and then we'll add our next ingredient. Right, my chicken's still going. Went ahead and washed the pot out, put the chicken back in it in just a second after we get it cooked where we want it. I'm usually not too picky on stuff like washing pans and reusing pans. But with chicken, the chances of E. coli are not extremely good, but if you clean stuff up, there's not a chance of it extremely way down. So when Cody was a little bitty, he got E. coli from playing with turtles of all things. And I know what that's like to have a child with E. coli, and that was not fun. I was a sick little boy for a while. We're gonna let this cook for just a couple more minutes, and then we're gonna get it out and then put our sausages in there. Oh, that smells really good. All right, we got our chicken where we want it at now. So now I'm gonna take it back out of here and leave the liquid that's in there. Like I said before, this chicken could stand to cook for another minute or two, but I'm not concerned about that because it is going to go back in the pot here in a little bit. Get all those curmudgeons out of there. Steaming so hard, it's hard to see it. There's my chicken, and that's what's left in there. Not concerned about didn't burn or anything. Now, add our sausages in there and get them cooking. This is a step you don't have to do with this andouille, but it sure does make it taste a lot better. Anytime you can caramelize anything that you're cooking, be better. I'm doing right now is trying to get one layer down on the bottom of the pot. I've got more sausage than that's allowing, but that's all right. Man, that smells good. We're gonna let that go for right about a minute or so, and we'll pull it like we did with chicken, and we'll put it in the same pot with chicken because there's no need in separating them now. They'll go back in at the same time. Next time we go in is the Trinity, but that'll go in after we take the sausage out and just in an empty pot again. Yeah. That's what we want. A lot of steam in this tall pot. But if you look at the bottom, that stuff stuck on the bottom down there, that's what you're wanting. That's not a mess, that's flavor. These are pre-cooked sausages, so there's not a cooking time if it's right or wrong with these. I just like getting them in there and getting them caramelized a little bit and then getting some of that flavor on the bottom of the pot to use. We're gonna Get them out now. Wish I could smell this. Try and remember where the camera's pointed. I am the world's worst. If I haven't got a fixed camera on my body, GoPro or something, I just record my left foot or just out into space. I've always been like that. I'm terrible at it. All right, we got all the sausages out. Now we're gonna dump all the Trinity in there. Now I've got the microwave open for light. Get that stirred around a little bit and get everything coated. And all that stuff on the bottom, these onions and peppers and celery, it's all water's gonna cook out of all that and use that to deglaze the bottom of this pan. And that's just flavor down there. That's exactly what we want. Right, hang with it. Did not have minced garlic, and I thought I did. So next thing we're gonna do just dried McCormick's. It is not as good as fresh or jarred minced garlic, and I know that, but this does work. Another thing that I want to do, just because I'm me, I want to add a half a stick of butter. Gives it a little bit more of a velvety texture. And who don't like butter? I mean, come on now. If you're watching your weight, this is not a recipe for you. You will not find this recipe in the Weight Watchers. Pretty sure. I mean, they may have a weight-friendly version of it, but this ain't it. Got the pan deglaze down there now. My mom used to call them curmudgeons. Alright, we'll let that cook down just a little bit more. Cook down to the onions are good and translucent, and none of the onions are staying firm when you poke them and everything. By the time the onion's done, the rest will be done there. So stay with us. It's getting cooked down pretty good now. We've got the pan completely deglazed on the bottom. That tall pot, me and Fog and Steam in the last couple of videos have not been friends. Fishing video the other day, there's so much fog, it was made it extremely hard to film. Same right now, there's steam coming off this. Alright, so we've about got that where it needs to be now. The next thing we need to do is add our crushed tomatoes. Let that set just for a second, kind of marry. Meantime, we're going to throw our bay leaf in there, just so we won't forget. We'll wait till we get the liquids before we put the bay leaf in there. That's the reason I hadn't put it in there yet. Let those crushed tomatoes kind of get heated up. before we add our chicken broth. I gotta let this come back to a slow rolling boil, and then we're gonna add the chicken stock. Okay, we've got our tomatoes there. They come back up to just a slow rolling boil. Now we want to add our chicken stock. And we'll bring our chicken stock back to a boil, and we'll add our rice. We're back up to a rolling boil now with the chicken broth in there. Now add our rice. I knew adding rice with one hand is be that difficult. Okay, here's one of the keys in doing anything with an uncooked rice or even a parboiled rice. Do not overcook it. You use just a long grain white rice. Cook about 7 or 8 minutes. Leave it a little bit al dente because the remaining sitting time and stuff that it takes the shrimp and everything to cook. When we put that in later, the rice will finish off. But if you leave it in there for 20-25 minutes, well, we're going to cut the heat down just a little bit. I'm going to let that sit for about 7-8 minutes. But if you leave it in there too long, your rice starts getting gummy and sticky, and we don't want that. Stir it one more time. Then we're going to let it go for just a little bit, and then we'll put the meat in there. We'll put the meat in there about halfway through or so. I got the heat reduced so it don't just sit and boil out. But we do want it to simmer enough that it'll penetrate the rice and soften the rice and start getting it cooked. All right, stay with us. Okay, we've gone about halfway through our time now. We're probably about 4 minutes on our rice. Now we're going to add our sausages and our chicken back to it. All that liquid and all that goodness back in there. Make sure the rice is all down on the side of the pot. Like I said a while ago, you don't want to over stir your rice. The more you stir it, the more starches are coming out of it. Bump our heat back up just a little bit. Let that go for another probably 4 to 6 minutes. We'll come back and check it again. And if that rice has started getting soft at that point, then we'll add the shrimp. All right, we just checked it again. It's about where we want it. So now we're going to add our shrimp. Make sure that shrimp is all down inside, making contact.
What are you doing?
Kind of poking it all down. turn our heat back to low for just a little bit. Won't take it long at all. Just kind of get rid of that coldness of the shrimp. Just a couple minutes, and then we'll turn it off and let it idle and just kind of sit and marinate then. Okay, we've let it ride for a couple minutes now on low. Now we're going to turn our heat off, completely off, and we're just going to let it set now. Let that rice and that shrimp get completely done. And we've tried to keep from messing with that rice as much as possible. Keeps from letting loose all them starches. You see that velvety I was talking about now, looking at her adding the butter. It's just a velvety aspect to it. All right, I'm gonna let this cook down just a little bit longer. Just let it sit for 10-15 minutes now with the heat off. And the shrimp will be done and that rice will be about where we want it. All right, we got her done. It's just gonna sit a little bit longer now, but we got it done and it is where we want it. Now I'm gonna try my test subject. Parker, see what you think. Is it good? Is it good? Anybody take one bite? Let's see if he'll take a second bite. Parker. Parker. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna get us a big bite here. Can't find the bay leaf, so the bay leaf is still in there somewhere. That's a bit to eat, y'all. Nice. Rice is just slightly al dente, not irritatingly, because I don't like al dente rice. But that's good. 2 thumbs up. Extremely easy, not that expensive to make. Give it a try. I bet you'll like it. Thank y'all for watching. If you would hit that like and subscribe, appreciate it. At 7:50 we'll do another giveaway on that other white bird fishing pole. So y'all make sure you're subscribed. A lot of people watch the videos that aren't subscribed. So if you want to be eligible for the giveaways, if you would please go ahead and subscribe. Free, doesn't cost you a thing to subscribe. A little bit of a process to do that. It's not that bad. It's really not. And that helps us we want to get to 1,000, so we monetize to start running some of these camps. Appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.